Cześć, witam Cię bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku z The Outer World. Zostaw kciuka, subskrypcję, dzwoneczek. Kontynuujemy. Dobra, ostatnio wbili... O kurwa. Spokojnie. Nic nie zrobiłem. To był przypadek, że to zgarnąłem. Nie chciałem tego oczywiście. Dobra. Byliśmy w tym budynku, czy tam w jakimś wcześniejszym, bo już się pogubiłem w tym. Dobrze, to idziemy dalej sobie lewą stroną na razie, czy sprawdzimy sobie prawą też? Sprawdźmy też to prawą. Zobaczmy, czy tutaj coś jest. Nie ma, ale amunicję to sobie podniósł. A, mogę to podnieść w ogóle, a nie ukraść. Dobra, okej. Amunicja to jest ciężka, nie? Czemu sprzedaj? O. Tu jest amunicja ciężka. Kup. Te maksymalnie potwierdź. Może się przydać.
You seen Arthur today?
Nah, last time I stars, I can't remember.
Okej.
You don't think he got crushed during...
Siema.
My dry goods come 75% guaranteed mold free. Or was that 75% mold free? No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
No refunds, no exchanges, no returns. And no whining about it either. If you bloody it, you buy it. Store policy. Town sublight owned and run. Caters to a variety of clientele. The one you want to avoid pissing off the most is Catherine. Prove bad for her business, and she'll kneecap you without a second thought. Yeah, and? Do I look like the city planner? I wasn't exactly consulted on the blueprints when Catherine started building out Fallbrook. But now that you mention it, I reckon she had her reasons to hide us. We got smugglers, outlaws, mavericks, and Byzantium socialites flying in and out of Fallbrook all the time. Why openly spit in the board's eye? Take it you're one of them yourself. Well, if you don't learn nothing else about Fallbrook, rest assured on this much. Your bits are always good with me.
Handlować z tobą nie chcę. Co macie na górze?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Can you not see I'm walking here? Physically, you mean? In my mind, I have traveled galaxies. Well, it is of no consequence, I assure you. I shall embark shortly with my legs. I'm not entirely decided. If I'm being honest, I think I'd fancy a visit to Tartarus, so long as it's under the shield of my fantastical imagination.
Chłop się chyba spizgał.
Keep walking, Rung Leech.
They do not. I'll thank you to check.
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sends you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't know.
What's your order? This is the ante up, all right, but we don't serve drinks. Hate to break it to you, but Nelson Mason's a con man.
Try Yvonne upstairs if you're looking for a swill.
No, I don't have any...
Ugh. If it's only a drink you're after, the full bar's upstairs. This here's the ante up, where you place your bets. Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. I ain't picky. And neither is Catherine. We'll both break your legs if you lose, then shirk on paying.
Się kurwa znalazł.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
I'll bet she's a hoot at parties.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. I'll be sure to remember that, little bird. Want to tell me what you need? Well, I'm half listening. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. All right. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas, left in a lab when the board abandoned Cascadia. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe. I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system? A sound selection. Nyoka's sturdy, reliable, and don't mind wading knee-deep into guts. Now, after you clear the mantis nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills, or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead.
Load vapors into a liquid propellant tank? I think I know how to do that. No, I can do that. I think. Yes. Mostly? Definitely.
Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. Use the passcode Antediluvian on the terminal to get in. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue. For a fine fee, of course. Good. This particular matter of opportunity has been eating at me for a while now. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details, so long as Clive knows resistance to me is costly and futile. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production lines ought to make do. If you got brass knockers, you can shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try asking Duncan for a disguise. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
Okej. Pakowałbym ten terminal, nie?
What do you think you're doing? Just don't
Their
make any
mistake.
trouble.
Okej. To było chyba przed chwilą, nie? Musiało być przed chwilą. No. No dobra. To nie schakujemy tego. Bo się lekko wkurwiają.
I don't think I like Mr.
No dobra. Mamy jeszcze więcej budynków do ogarnięcia. Tak, tu nie wejdę.
I'd have a drink with her, though I'd keep one hand on my gun.
Tu możemy wejść. Czy z tobą można pogadać?
Can I help you? Don't think we've spoken before. I would remember. You look, well, I wouldn't forget what you're wearing, no. Most of the freshies spend their first night in the saloon. Fresh to Fallbrook, I mean. Me? I've been here going on 3 days now. I'm real friendly. Figure I've talked up everyone in town by now. But not you yet. Every day I've been here has been my lucky day. Never won so much in my whole life. Aside from a close call during my wilderness hike, it's been a grand adventure. I'm dreadful blessed that Captain Criley hired me onto the crew. You heard that right. Wilderness almost got me pushing up daisies. If I wasn't so fleet-footed, I never would have escaped them Raptidons, then Marauders, and then that Manta Queen alive. To outrun him, I had to ditch my bag. All the bit cards from my winnings were weighing it down. A shame, 'cause it was my favorite gun tote. Well, Captain Criley wanted to take a pit stop. I'm the hired security, see? They pay me to guard the cargo, but right now the hull's empty. It's my first shore leave with the crew, and my maiden voyage before that. I can tell you it's been a real hoot. You wouldn't have heard of them. They're just a small pot of smugglers. Kept getting their spoils stolen when they went to fence them. So they hired on a merc. They didn't mind my being so talkative, or them being my first protection gig. Captain Criley, he does ask me to shut it sometimes. In fact, I probably shouldn't be flapping my gums about his crew at all. Captain warned us to take care around Devil's Peak. The bigger beasties tend to roam the slopes there. Mid-morning, I thought I'd try Fallbrook's self-guided wilderness hike, the one that leads up around the mountain. Safe enough, else they wouldn't advertise, right? Wrong. Scarcely made it back in one piece. Look for the horns and you can't miss it. Even I saw them when we flew overhead. Massive curved stone peaks if you want to get technical. They're part of the mountain terrain. Right then. Very well.
Okej.
Then I'd
Jeszcze
like to
mogę się
answer it.
spytać?
If I can, that is.
Nie, no już wszystko. Dobra.
Right then. Very well.
Nie, o, dobra. Okej. Dobra, zawijamy stąd w takim razie. Tutaj ten budynek jeszcze trzeba by przeszukać, pogadać właściwie.
What are you looking at?
Mamy stół warsztatowy. Przepraszam. Dobra, bo ja mam załadowaną pistolet z ciężką amunicją, a przydałoby mi się z lekką jakiś wziąć. Więc musimy sobie to podmienić. A, bo ja tu mam... Czemu nie mogę go podmienić? Dobra, jest. Czemu ja go tu nie widzę? On jest tu dostępny, a tu go nie ma. Ciekawe. Stoi. Nic, ten nic, tutaj coś. Ciekawego nie widzę, dobra.
Hello?
Hello, I need a refill. Oh, pardon me. You don't work here.
Czy ja tu wezwałem mój statek, czy mi się wydaje? Wydaje mi się, że tak. No ale dobra, lećmy teraz drugą stronę obadać. Nie wejdę, ale tutaj wejdę. No albo i nie. Okej.
Come back later. Better yet, not at all.
Miła obsługa, nie powiem, że nie.
Ready to get my money or
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Oh, it's certainly not about what I say. That's all down to our legal team and our CFO. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with impossibly fine bone structure. That couldn't possibly be you.
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
That's for the best. What can I do for you? I'm afraid I still can't help you. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. That's for the best. Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages. Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. Speaking of actors, you're a dead ringer for the new Odeon Pictures star. You must get that all the time. That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation. Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss. One thing's for sure, you won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
No dobra, powiedziała, że na zapleczu, nie? Jak na zapleczu?
How'd you do that so fast?
No i z bani.
Can we talk?
A, tylko chodź na zewnątrz. Żeby nie było przypału, nie?
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Sure. You did my job, so here's your fee. See? Even after all your starry-eyed talk, you're a mercenary at heart. Same as me. What are you saying, Captain? Well, I've got a few years of experience that would suggest differently. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests. It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh? Something on your mind?
Level up i mieliśmy hakowanie zwiększyć. Zwiększmy je. I atut. No, z tymi atutami to jest taki problem, że ja serio nie wiem, co on tutaj dawać. Dobra, niech będzie tak, po prostu. Dajmy w cokolwiek. Dobra, i teraz tak. Tu mamy questa. Do wziętego z tej lokacji, więc idźmy tam. Tylko tu chyba będziemy musieli z czymś walczyć.
Only thing worse than the swill they're selling is
Ty jeszcze żyjesz?
time for a drink?
No i dobra. To mogę tutaj przelotować wszystko, bo mnie nikt nie będzie widział, że ich okradam. Okej. Dobra, czy tutaj coś jeszcze mamy do zrobienia? Nie. Tak, oddać tego questa. Tu byłem. Chyba też byłem. A jak nie byłem, to... To mi się wydawało, że byłem w takim razie.
Did you find them? Tell me you found my sprat carriers. Would hate should anything dire have befallen them. Just tell me straight and don't hold back. I can handle it. Sprats can always be replaced. Excellent. Oh, this is only half! You think you can steal from me? Search Fallbrook. Either half the Sprats got loose on their own, or there'll be some evidence pointing to the soon-to-be-dead Snake who filched my carriers. You want your cut? You get me the rest of my drugs, no matter what it takes.
Mam ochotę mu jebnąć, nie? Ale niech mu będzie. Później mu przypierdolę.
Miss Minnie Malin, get your twitchy whiskers back here! Don't you run out that door! It's a cruel world outside!
No i co ja mam z nimi zrobić?
Close the damn door. You'll let my sprats out. Damn it all. Now look what you've done. It'll take me ages to round him up again. State your purpose, or get out of my face, domicile intruder. Missing? Nope. Nope. Mine are all found and accounted for. Thank you kindly. Now if that'll be all, I've got an animal rescue service to oversee, and it ain't easy. Lots to do. Got a multitude of sprats to spay and feed. Look, I don't care if Nilsson sent you or not. You won't be hurting a hair on any of these sprats' heads. I've killed vicious beasts for them. I ain't afraid to take on a human. Back out of this domicile, hands up, or become sprat food, intruder. You want to dig through sprat droppings? Be my guest. Get your drugs, then get lost.
Ale chłopie, masz nasrane na chacie. Tamten w ryj musi jeszcze dostać.
Got the goods? Because I know you wouldn't be wasting my time otherwise. Wink. You do? I mean, you do! Of course you do! What did I tell you? Sure-fire delivery system. Works almost every time. Right, right. In my excitement, I very nearly forgot. Ha. As promised, your cut, plus a little extra to show my gratitude. Now, if there's nothing else you need from me, I must go inventory my goods. Okay, maybe my scheme wasn't so surefire.
Kurde, nie mogę mu już przypierdolić.
Don't fret. The next one's
Teoretycznie.
better.
Kurwa, on drzwi nie ma. To mu jednak nie przypierdolę. No nie mam jak. Nie mam jak. A, bo tu teraz jest mój ten. Jest mój statek. No dobra. 321 metrów. Mało ciężkiej amunicji mam. Wyjdziecie ze mną? Idziecie. No. A, dostał heada. Okej. Nie wiem, gdzie ten tu padł. Idziemy dalej. Kolejna miejscowa do teleportacji. To na kryjówkę, dobra. Tu nie wejdę, tu nie wejdę. Ja tu wejdę. Skoro porzucona kryjówka, to mogę zbierać wszystko. Okej. Trochę amunicji. O łatko. No dobra, ale kontynuować będziemy już w kolejnym odcinku. Na teraz to tyle. Dzięki serdecznie za oglądanie. Zostaw kciuka, subskrypcję, dzwoneczek, wbiję do linku w opisie i miłego popołudnia. Cześć.